CM Punk, a name that resonates across the world of professional wrestling like few others ever have. The best in the world, the voice of the voiceless, the man who broke barriers with a microphone and built legends with his fists, CM Punk has once again made headlines, and this time, it's all about his future inside the squared circle. Recently, during an appearance that instantly went viral across social media, Punk made a bold and unapologetic statement about the length of his wrestling career, saying, "Greater than, I'll effing retire whenever I want to." This one quote set the internet ablaze. Fans, critics, and even fellow wrestlers started speculating, is Punk hinting at retirement? Or simply reminding everyone that he calls the shots? Let's dive deep into what this statement really means, what's going on with Punk in WWE today, and why his words matter more than ever before. The return that shook the wrestling world. CM Punk's shocking return to WWE in late 2023 was nothing short of historic. After nearly a decade-long absence, the moment his theme song, Cult of Personality, hit the speakers at Survivor Series, War Games, the entire wrestling world stopped. Fans screamed, social media exploded, and WWE officially entered a new era, the era of CM Punk 2.0. Punk's return wasn't just a comeback, it was a cultural moment. Here was a man who once walked away from the company under highly controversial circumstances, who openly criticized WWE's creative direction, its management, and even its top stars. Yet somehow, a decade later, he was back, not as an outsider, but as a main event attraction once again. The reality of CM Punk's WWE run. Since his return, Punk has been involved in high-profile storylines, captivating promos, and a renewed sense of purpose. But at 46 years old, there's no denying the question every fan eventually asks. How long can CM Punk keep going inside the ring? Unlike his younger days, Punk now carefully chooses his matches. He's not wrestling week after week, instead, every appearance feels special. And that's intentional. Punk himself has mentioned that his body isn't the same as it used to be, and that he's more focused on quality over quantity. Still, when a fan recently asked him about how much longer he plans to wrestle, Punk didn't mince words. "Greater than, I'll retire whenever I want to. Nobody's gonna tell me when my time is up." That one line summed up the essence of CM Punk's career: defiance, independence, and authenticity. The voice of the voiceless still speaks. If you've followed Punk's journey, you know that control has always been his biggest motivator. From the famous pipe bomb promo in 2011, where he broke the fourth wall and called out WWE management live on air, to his decision to walk away in 2014, Punk has always done things his way. That same attitude shines through in his recent words. He's not just talking about retirement, he's making a statement about freedom. In a world where many wrestlers are forced to retire due to injuries, company politics, or public pressure, Punk's message is crystal clear. Greater than, I'm not done until I say I'm done. And fans love that, because it's real. CM Punk has never been afraid to speak his mind, even if it gets him in trouble. And in today's WWE, where reality and storytelling blend more than ever, Punk's real-life personality makes him stand out. The psychology behind Punk's statement. Some see Punk's comment as arrogance, others see it as empowerment. But for CM Punk, it's all about control. He's been through every possible high and low in wrestling, from main eventing WrestleMania-level matches to being blacklisted from the company he once carried on his back. When he says he'll retire when he wants to, it's not about ego, it's about reclaiming power in an industry that often strips wrestlers of it. Punk knows that wrestling careers can end in an instant, one bad bump, one injury, one creative misstep. He's experienced betrayal, frustration, and physical exhaustion. But through it all, he's built a legacy of resilience and self-determination. That's why fans continue to chant his name, year after year, no matter where he goes. A look back, CM Punk's legendary journey. Let's rewind the clock. Early 2000s. CM Punk makes waves in Ring of Honor, becoming one of the biggest indie stars in America. 2006. He signs with WWE, quickly rising through ECW to become a fan favorite. 2008-2013. Punk dominates the WWE main event scene, capturing multiple championships and delivering some of the greatest promos in wrestling history. 2011. The pipe bomb promo changes the industry forever, blurring the line between fiction and reality. 2014. Punk walks away from WWE, frustrated with creative decisions and burnout. 2021. Punk returns to wrestling, but in AEW. His debut in Chicago is hailed as one of the loudest crowd reactions ever. 2023. After drama and controversy, Punk leaves AEW, and in an unbelievable twist, returns home to WWE. From rebel to icon, from exile to redemption, CM Punk's story reads like a Hollywood movie. The physical toll and the mental grind. Despite his passion, CM Punk's body has endured years of punishment. In AEW, he suffered injuries that forced him to take time off, and in WWE, he's been careful not to overexert himself. The truth is, wrestling at his level isn't easy, not at 25, and certainly not at 46. But Punk's mindset has evolved. He's learned to work smarter, not harder, and that's part of why his matches still deliver high drama without unnecessary risk. He's not the fastest or most athletic wrestler anymore, but he's one of the smartest storytellers in the business. Every movement, every facial expression, every word he speaks has purpose. The fans still believe, even after all these years, CM Punk's connection with the audience is unmatched. When his music hits, crowds lose their minds. People don't just watch Punk wrestle, they feel his presence. That's what separates him from so many others. He's not just an entertainer, he's a symbol of rebellion. A man who walked away from the system, fought his way back, and proved that authenticity never goes out of style. And now, hearing him say, "I'll retire whenever I want," feels like Punk reminding everyone that he's still in control of his destiny. What other wrestlers think? Interestingly, several WWE stars have weighed in on Punk's comments. Some respect his confidence, while others view it as classic Punk bravado. Seth Rollins recently said in an interview, "Greater than, love him or hate him, Punk is Punk. You can't ignore him, that's why people still talk about him." Even veterans like Randy Orton have praised Punk's ability to stay relevant for decades, despite controversies. In an industry built on constant change, staying this relevant for over 20 years is a massive achievement. Legacy beyond championships. CM Punk may not have the most world titles in WWE history, but his influence is immeasurable. He changed how promos are cut, how fans interact with storylines, and how wrestlers think about creative control. You can see Punk's fingerprints on a whole new generation, from wrestlers like Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn to indie stars who grew up idolizing him. To them, Punk isn't just a superstar, he's a blueprint. A man who dared to be different, and never apologized for it. So, when will he actually retire? That's the million-dollar question. And the answer, nobody knows, maybe not even Punk himself. He's smart enough to know when his body can't keep up, but also passionate enough to keep performing as long as it feels right. He said in the past that he doesn't want to be a nostalgia act, but rather a storyteller who leaves the audience wanting more. So when he finally hangs up his boots, it'll likely be on his own terms, at the right time, in the right way. Maybe it'll be one last WrestleMania match. Maybe it'll be an emotional farewell in Chicago. Or maybe, just maybe, CM Punk will simply walk away one night. No warning, no announcement, just the silence of a man who's finally at peace. Dove, whenever I want, a statement of freedom. In the end, Punk's fiery words aren't just about wrestling, they're about life. They're about doing what you love, on your own terms. They're about defying the system, staying true to yourself, and never letting anyone else dictate your destiny. That's what CM Punk has stood for since day one. And whether he wrestles for one more year or 10, one thing is certain. His name will forever echo through wrestling history as a man who never compromised who he was. So when CM Punk says, "Greater than, I'll effing retire whenever I want to," it's not arrogance, it's poetry, it's rebellion, it's CM Punk being CM Punk, the voice of the voiceless, still writing his own story. Final thoughts. CM Punk's latest statement isn't just news, it's a declaration. A declaration that the fire still burns. He's not done yet, not by a long shot. And until the day he chooses to say goodbye, the world will keep watching, waiting for the next chapter in the incredible saga of CM Punk. Because whether you love him or hate him, one thing is undeniable. There will never be another like him.